friends, my name's Linda Dolke. Today we're playing with a brand new suite of products. It's called the Butterfly Bouquet suite of products, and it features this gorgeous Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. Oh, can you see it? Absolutely gorgeous. And there's matching DSP, and we're going to make this card. So I hope you really like it. I can't wait to show you the products. Sit back and enjoy. So today we're going to make this card. It's an easy peasy card. There's not a lot to it, but it does showcase the butterflies beautifully from the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. So the whole suite of products that we're talking about today, it's called the Butterfly Bouquet set of products. It is a suite. It features the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set and the matching Brilliant Wings dies. Now I will show you both of these quickly. You can see this is actually something important here. This is a set of one, so it's not 6 butterflies, it's actually one big stamp that features 6 butterflies. Isn't that beautiful? So you can see I haven't even actually inked mine up yet. Mine is brand new. Have yet to do that, which I will look forward to and enjoy. But what I have used is the Brilliant Wings dies, and I will show those to you very quickly. There are 2 pages of beautiful butterfly dies. These ones are very intricate. They are fabulous. They do cut beautifully. I've been using them with vellum, for example. On the card that we're doing today, you can see we have a little vellum butterfly here, and it's the detail from this one here. So there's actually 5 on this sheet, and the 6th one is here. But when it comes to actually cutting out the stamps, we actually have this one big die that actually does the entire, I hope you can see this. I don't know if you can see, there's the labels. It does the whole lot in one hit. Okay, so you haven't got to line them all up individually. You can actually stamp them and then just produce one cut to give you all these different butterflies, which I think is fabulous. But it does something else cool, and while we're here, there's also some cool little background textures and so forth too. There's a couple of little butterflies, but I love these bricks. The splatter is lovely, and a bit of texture here with these. So I'm looking forward to using all of these. I'm going to keep this one out for a moment because that's the one I've used on my card. The other part of the suite there's 2 more bits, so there's 4 parts. You've got the stamps, you've got the dies, and then you've also got this gorgeous paper. This is a DSP that has come out to match this, and I'll show you what I mean match. Our big die, you don't even have to stamp the butterflies. If you have the die and the paper, you can actually just use this. And there are lots and lots of sheets of it going through. The background is beautiful as well. You can see there's these gorgeous like rainbow, almost like clouds, rainbow clouds on the back. And there's some watery kind of a look. And this is little butterflies on the other side of that one. You've got our clouds again, our rainbow kind of clouds, rainbow butterflies on this side. Aren't they beautiful? I think this is Calypso Coral. I need to double check, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And to me, this looks like lots of butterflies in the sky on a cloudy day. Aren't these just gorgeous? Just beautiful. So, and on the back of this one, we've got this. Well, on the back of this one, we have this watery design. I've used this one already. And on the back of this one, we have like little, see if you can see them, little almost like little cogs on the back of that one, and on the other side we have these lovely butterflies. This is actually the paper I'm using today. You can see I've got a strip of it right here along the back. Okay, so let me just put these to the side for 1 second. I have actually, just in the interest of time, gone ahead and cut myself one run of this paper straight through my cut and emboss machine, and so when I do that, I get all these different little butterflies cut out and ready to go. Okay, so like I said, it does 6. Now, I've already used one on this card, so I'm going to use another one. This one also coordinates really nicely. I'm going to use this one on the card we're doing today. So I've got my little vellum butterfly there. I'll keep him out, and I'll put these aside to use on a different card. My base card stock is a piece of Coastal Cabana. I've got one more thing to show you in this suite. So we've seen the DSP, we've seen the, oh, there's a helicopter going over my house right now. Huh. Alright, so we've got our Coastal Cabana here. The last thing in this pack is actually this beautiful wood grain paper, okay? It is actually quite stunning. It's almost like, reminds me of like laminate. It's shiny on one side, like it's got like a coating on one side, and the other side feels more like your regular paper. There is a little bit of coating on both sides, but it's certainly more on this, the correct side of the paper, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so I've got my piece of Coastal Cabana here. On this card, I didn't actually use my wood grain paper, but today I thought I would, and I'll give you a couple of tips for using it. So I've got my strip of paper here. I've measured it so it's the same width as my, from top to bottom of my paper, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop it straight on to the card base. And like I said, this is Coastal Cabana. But if you have, you could also use Bermuda Bay, or you could also use Pool Party. All those colours are in a similar tone and they will all work beautifully. All right, just like that. All right, now I did actually cut out a white piece to put my Happy onto, Happy Mail, but I'm going to actually show you what it would look like if we were to use the wood grain. Okay, so we're going to use this just in this case instead. Now, because we have that coating that we talked about a moment ago, when you go to use your regular classic inks, and all of these ink pads are what we call classic inks, they're water-based, you do have an issue in that it's quite shiny. So even though I left it to dry quite a while, it's still smeared quite badly on this side, because it's obviously not very porous. Now, I did get a better result when I stamped it on the back, because this side seems to be more porous than the other. It doesn't seem to have quite as much coating. So that is one option. You could certainly use the reverse side, but the reverse side doesn't look as much like wood. Another option for you would be to use a solvent-based ink, such as StazOn, or a pigment-based ink, and emboss on it. So you could certainly emboss on this quite nicely, and for another card another day, I might do exactly that. Because I think that would be kind of nice. So just for the purpose of this this particular video, I am actually going to stamp on the reverse, just to give you the idea of it and what it looks like. And I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. So Bermuda Bay is really, really similar to the Coastal Cabana, but it's a stronger colour. So it's great for stamping your words, your sentiments in. I'm just going to ink that up. And I am going to come in here and I'm going to stamp this kind of in the middle, slightly up a little bit, and I'm going to hold it down and come straight back up, and that looks kind of nice. Now, because we haven't got the shininess to this side, that will actually work. However, if I was to run my finger over it right now, as you can see, I've done this earlier, and I have Bermuda Bay all over my fingers, but this would still smear. So one option for you is to heat set it with a heat tool, and that will help you as well. So yeah, you've got a number of options here. We could set it like this and leave it for a little while to dry, and it will work. Now, if you did this on, if you heat set on the reverse side, it does help, but I found even then I was still getting smearing quite a while afterwards. So my suggestion is that you either emboss or use a different type of ink on the shiny side. But I'm just going to do this now, and it will still look quite nice. Right, so I'm using my low setting on my heat tool. If you have a heat tool, this one from Stampin'Up is great, but ideally you want one that's got a couple of speeds, so you can have a low speed for something like this, or when you don't want things to blow around too much, and then a higher speed for when you're embossing and so forth. Okay. Right, now if I run my fingers over that, you can see it's not going to smear. Okay, so this is a good solution if I'm in a hurry like I am today. But if I had more time to spend and I wanted to use the shiny side, then that's when I would probably emboss or use a different kind of ink. All right, but I do like the Bermuda Bay on this. Okay, so I'm actually going to put on the reverse side some dimensionals. Before I stick this down, I'm not going to take the backs off them yet. I'm just going to get it ready. I'm actually going to stamp my background with some Coastal Cabana, Coastal Cabana, which is the same color as this. So I'm bringing this in, and you could use, you might be able to see I've got some leaves here. You could use any leaf stamps you might have. The ones I'm using are from the Forever Fern stamp set because I really like the leaves in this one. I'm going to use these ones, but I just think they're really, really pretty leaves. So they're the ones I've used today, but you could use any. So what I did was I worked out where I wanted my final piece here to end up. I inked up my leaves. Okay, just be careful that you don't overstamp too much with this. It's easy to pick up too much ink. And that's about where I'm going to want them. So I move this out of the way. And I'm just going to stamp it, and I don't worry that the bottom of it is over the DSP because that's going to be covered up anyway. All right, just like that. All right, and isn't that nice? Whoops, I smeared it. That's okay. That'll be a great place for an embellishment. That's what we do, right, when we mess it up. And that's because I've got ink all over my fingers. I should have given them a wipe before I started, but I was in a hurry, so I thought I'd be fine, but never mind. All right, so this is going to go kind of in the center there, right, just like that. And then I've got my butterfly. Now the butterfly is going to go here, so you can see the leaves are still coming out from behind him. And I'm just going to turn him maybe a little bit more. And for this one, I'm going to pop another dimensional behind him. Now if you wanted to, you could fold him a little bit so his wings pop up. That's totally up to you. It does look nice when you do that. All right, then I've got my little butterfly. Okay, he's going to go up near the top here. So I'm going to use a glue dot to pop him on. Glue dots are great for little things and they hide quite well behind vellum. So the other thing I like to do is pop an embellishment like a rhinestone in the middle of my vellum butterfly, because then that also hides any glue dots you might have lurking under there. Okay, just like that. We'll pop his wings up too. There we go. You can see it comes together very quickly. It's an easy card. Now I'm going to use the word happy, comes from this set, the Pretty Perennial set. You can see the happy right there. I love this set. You could put anything you like on your sentiment. And actually, if you're wondering about the shape, this one is called from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, which is one of my favorites. But I'm going to have this one say Happy Mail because I really like that little, oh, will I? Maybe today we'll do something different. Let's go Happy For You. That'd be nice. And I'm going to pop that on my block. Actually, best way to do it is pick it up like that. And then I'm using my Magenta Madness because that colour is featured in this paper. So this is like a really hot candy pink. And I'm going to stamp it just on a piece of Whisper White, or actually these days it's called Basic White. I'm just going to pop that there like that. Grab my scissors and snip that out. Doesn't matter if it's not especially straight. We're just wanting to add something that looks like a little bit ad hoc. In fact, you could even add it on an angle if you wanted to, because that would look really cute. All right, I'm going to use mini dimensionals behind that and pop it up a little bit. Pop a mini dimensional here. If you don't have these mini dimensionals, they are fantastic. Love them. Really great for little things. Like a normal size dimensional would be too big behind this sentiment, but your mini ones are great. Okay, so let's put our happy. This is why I put the happy up a little bit from the center so that I'd have room for my For You, or whatever little word I wanted to use there. There we go. Now it's almost finished. Just as a final thing, I'm going to put a couple of rhinestones on, like I said, and I might go with one of my bigger ones. There's 3 sizes in these rhinestones packs. I'm just going to add a bigger one here to the middle of this guy, and I might add 2 to the little fella, because then I'm going to use the little ones for that. That will hide our glue dot that's hiding, trying to hide behind the vellum. It's not bad. You really can't see it. You really have to look hard. But the rhinestones make sure that we're not going to see it. And there we go. Oh, now because I've got this little bit of a smear down here, that is also a great place for an embellishment of any kind. Let me see now. That means now I've got 4 on there, so I'm going to add another one, a smaller one. I'm going to add that over here, just to add a little bit of balance to my card. And there we go. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that one. It's very, very easy. A simple little card. Now I have 2. What I do like, I think I still like the white, but this certainly adds a different texture and a different feel to the card. So don't forget that there are 4 components to this brand new set. It's available from the beginning of March 2021. You have the lovely wood grain paper, comes in 2 sheets of 12 by 12. You have your gorgeous Butterfly Brilliance, Brilliant Wings dies with all the little details. You have the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set, which gives you all of these butterflies in one hit. And of course, last but not least, you also have the gorgeous DSP that coordinates with all of this. And just as a little tip, final tip, something I have seen some people doing, if they don't want to use all the butterflies in one pass through a cut and emboss machine, you can of course chop them up. So you can get your scissors and actually remove the backing bits and chop them up, and that's a really nice idea as well. In fact, I actually saw one of a demonstrator friend had actually bought 2 sets, one to keep them all together and one to chop them up. So that's pretty keen. I think I'm happy with just one, but you could do that if you wanted to have more options. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I think it was a fun little card to make, and I hope you love these products. Don't forget, they're available from the beginning of March, and I can't wait to play more with them. See you soon. Bye.